What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Party for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamarty 4 here once again. I know I'm looking a little bit different today. I got my hair rebraided and whatnot. If y'all remember my old subscribers, remember when my hair used to be like my crinkly curls? Y'all remember my crinkly curls? I finally found a new hairdresser that knew how to braid, because before homegirl didn't really know how to braid, so I had to go and she helped me find another one that could give me what I want, so I'm going to be fabulous again. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the women of Atlanta and housewives and things of that nature. This was an interesting episode. I was entertained throughout, and it actually showed some level of progress. Still shade, lots of shade, but progress nonetheless. So let me see, where are we gonna start this thing off at? Okay, so this is when Phaedra is kicking off this pop-up shop for the crisis, the Flint, Michigan water crisis in Michigan. Why did I just say Michigan like 3 times? The crisis in Flint, Michigan in regards to the water. Okay, there we go. And so she's outside with Aiden and her son, trying to help him understand like what it is that they're doing. And she gets a call from Cynthia. Now, this is one of the first things we'll talk about, because this is one of a pet peeve of mine. I hate this so much. So Cynthia calls, and if you have any questions about an event that you're a part of, it's no problem to ask those questions. Very responsible thing to do. However, don't start asking all types of questions that ain't got nothing to do with you and your involvement in the event. Cynthia was asking about, the security going to be there? Who else going to be there? What kind of tablecloths do we need? Is the lights going to be on? What's the social security number of everybody that's going to enter the building? Like, she was asking too many questions, just going on and on and on. And I was just like, oh no. Phaedra, you experienced or exhibited a lot of patience, because I would be like, look, you asking way too many questions, okay? Just worry about what you need as it pertains to you and your product that you're going to be selling, because you're doing a lot right now. So, moving along, here comes Marlo over with Sheree, and she explains how apparently her and Kenya don't get along, because if y'all remember way back, I think that was like season 6 or something, when the Bailey Bowl that Cynthia had, if I'm not mistaken. This is like when I first started watching the Housewives for real. And Marlo had the whole incident with Nene, and I guess Kenya was there to kind of console her and whatnot. And so then she felt like her and Kenya were friends. Well, Kenya called her, I guess within some time in this past year, about in relation to her birthday party. She said, there's something I want to do. I want to do a big up. What should I do? What do you recommend? I want to take things out with a bang. Well, Marlo said, well, just do, whatever it is you want to do. Add flowers or, whatever suggestion that she said. Then she goes upon the blogs or wherever they get their information from, Instagram, and she sees pictures from the birthday party that she was not invited to. And not only was she not invited, but Nene Leakes got an invitation. And first of all, Kenya and Nene, they've been going at it since they came on screen together, basically. And I guess with Marlo and Nene's recent encounter, you can probably feel away. And she said, well, one of the reasons why she may not have invited me is because of Nene. And so Marlo just kind of felt like that was kind of fake and phony. And she also didn't get an invite to the Moore Manor grand opening, whatever you want to call it. So I think I would feel away too, especially because if you could ask me my suggestion and my thoughts on what I should do for an event, but I don't even get an invitation to said event. And this isn't even the only event that I didn't get an invitation to, but you want to be my friend now. That's not how friendship works. Now, Well, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to the follow up conversation at the actual pop up shot later in the episode. So Kenya comes back home because they had the whole little incident or whatever with Matt and his crazy self last week at the bar. Was it bar? No, Club One opening with Peter. She comes back home. Her window's busted. The cameras are sprayed out so they can't see anything, and everything's broken again and all that stuff. But one thing that I was wondering is if he spray painted the cameras, I don't think I understand the point of spray painting the cameras, because if you went up to the camera and spray painted it, they still saw you. They saw you spray paint it. So that means that any damage that was done 9 times out of 6 was you. So, like, was it just to be petty? Was it just to, I don't know. I don't feel like he spray painted it because he was trying to hide his identity, because that doesn't make any sense to me. But, whatever, child. So she calls Candy. Speaking of, Candy had a cute little ringback tone. I was like, that was nice. I may have to steal that. She's loosely offered for Kenya to come stay with her because if you don't feel safe with Matt being unpredictable and impulsive and dangerous, you can come stay with me for a couple of days. And Kenya was like, well, I appreciate the offer and this, that, and the fourth. Not necessarily declining, but she didn't really say yes either. So let's see. Where are we at? Oh, and another thing. As she was talking to Candy, Candy was basically trying to tell her that you need to leave Matt alone because homeboy is crazy, unstable, and ain't nobody got time for that. And Kenya goes on this, she starts with the waterworks, allegedly, and says that she feels obligated to help him. Kenya, sweetheart, nothing that you can do can help this man. You are not the psychiatrist. You are not the shrink to be the one to help this man. Now, and you seem to be a focal trigger for this behavior with this man, because as far as we know, he's not done anything like this before, allegedly, supposedly, suggestedly, reportedly. So you're probably like a common trigger, so I don't think you should be involved in his help situation. I think you should take everybody's advice and just leave him the hell alone. Honest to God, because there's apparently not, everything's not screwed in too tight over there in Matt's brain, so it's best for you to just stay away, because he's clearly not fazed by threats, restraining orders, or anything of the sort. So I think you should take everybody's advice and just stay away. So, in seeking further advice, she decides to go see Phaedra, because she feels like Phaedra went through something somewhat similar with Apollo, and she wanted some advice. And I'm just like, I just felt like this was going to be a very shady conversation. I thought Phaedra was going to give kind of like a this is what you get type response. However, this scene was probably the most mature scene of the whole season so far, because Kenya talked. She expressed her, feelings about the situation, and she was feeling vulnerable about it. And Phaedra actually exchanged sympathy, y'all. She actually exchanged sympathy with Kenya. Kenya Moore. Sympathy. Interchanged. I was like, what? There's actual growth. There's actually maturity in this show. I don't believe it. I didn't believe it. And they prayed after. And they prayed. I was so proud. I was so proud. And even Kenya had to be like, I can't believe I'm actually getting like a receptive nature from Phaedra right now. I was surprised too. Shit, I was like, really? Okay, I can get behind this. Y'all don't have to be shady all the time. it's kind of fun when you are sometimes. But you know, you ain't got to be like that all day long, because then it's gonna be too much. So Kenya shows up to Candy's house, you know, and Candy's thinking that this is just like a, you know, regular visit where they can talk, chat up, and whatever. So, and then Kenya's just like, so, which room is gonna be my room? And Candy's like, wait, what? Say again. In the confessional, she was like, I didn't necessarily expect her to actually come and stay with me. I was just kind of being nice, extending the olive branch, being a good person, being a good friend. But I didn't expect her to like actually follow up on the offer. But here she is. And I'm like, Candy, stop playing. You have a whole guest house that looks like two different homes connected by like a little bridge. I'm like, and this isn't even your main house. Like, you wouldn't even miss the shit. You wouldn't even notice that I was there. Honest and for truly. She can't need to stop playing. But, you know, as they were talking, Cynthia comes to the door. She says she just kind of lets herself in. And Candy's like, well, Cynthia, I didn't even know you were coming. And Kenya was like, well, I invited Cynthia because Cynthia, you know, wanted to stay with me while she was getting her house closed on and getting that whole situation together. And, well, since I can't really be home because my ex-boyfriend is crazy, we just figured we could both come and stay with you. Candy was like, you know, you could tell she didn't really want to do it, but she wasn't necessarily prepared. Because I know with me, when I have people come and stay with me, I feel an obligation to, you know, consistently be, you know, entertain them, make sure they have everything they need. And you can't really do a lot of the things that you normally do that you know, when you're at home by yourself, whatever you enjoy watching, eating, or whatever, because you have to tailor to this other person, your guest. You know, you got to be cordial to your guests. So I can kind of understand where she was like, I wasn't really prepared to have all you people stay with me. Because, you know, then they kind of become her responsibility somewhat. So I kind of understood like the you know, reluctancy to be like, wait, what? You know? But I feel like, Candy, you got it, baby. Don't even sit there and worry about it. And then Kenya, well, they have a discussion about, you know, Candy mentions that what her, Phaedra, and Portia talked about, and how Portia was going off saying X, Y, and Z. Candy reminds us of a year ago on season 8. I guess when they was on the boat and they played that Never Have I Ever game. Mind y'all, that game is so... First of all, you can't play that game if you're in a relationship and the other person that you're in a relationship is playing, because it's going to cause trouble. Firstly. And then secondly, it's just become a game where people just get caught up all too often. All too often, and it's getting old. We need to find something else to play. But I forget the lady's name who said the dare, but she was the one that was about to get escorted off Kenya's boat last season, if y'all remember. And she was like, never have I ever got a golden shower, and if you've done whatever it is, you're supposed to drink, and if you haven't, you don't. And Portia took a drink, and I'm like, that's freaking gross. I don't understand how people be doing these golden showers, scats, and cream. You know, this is not the video for this discussion. I almost went left, and this is not the place for that discussion. Woo. But yeah, so she was like, well, maybe Block is the person who, you know, made it rain. Oh, that's so nasty. So, I mean, look, whether be that as it may or may not be, that ain't gonna be none of my business, is what I would have said if I was Candy, because I don't need to know nothing about that. So then we get to this whole issue, apparently, with this 50% and thing that Phaedra's asking for. Now, some people felt it was kind of, you know, whatever, in regards to her asking for 50%. But I feel like the thing is, this is supposed to be, the whole point of this happening is for charity. I'm not setting up these booths just so that you can just make money from your product solely. Like, the main purpose of this is to gather money, put it together, fundraise, and give it to, the charity that they're doing it for. And I feel like a lot of people secretly felt like 50% may be too much. It's not like any of y'all are really punched for money. Maybe Sheree might be, because I've seen she's getting sued by like a lot of the contractors she was working with. But everybody else, y'all don't really need this for real, for real. So I don't even know why y'all playing it. But I feel like people may not have trusted Phaedra completely only because they feel like they might not, or she might not give all the money that she says she's going to give away. I don't necessarily feel that that's true. I just felt like y'all were just trying to be greedy. Because she barely sent out a group text. She's like, I know everybody's not going to be as charitable as I am, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, girl, all right. Cynthia and her home. Now, Cynthia and her daughter and her the rest of her family kind of act the way that I do. Like when I had to leave and move out of my home, like I wanted to just take everything with me, like the floorboards, the walls, because of all the sentimental value that it has, and you want to take pictures and try to remember the memories that you had. I had a problem with letting go of like places, not necessarily stuff per se, but just like settings and areas that I know I have, like leaving a certain place. So I have a favorite movie theater or a favorite corner store or something like that. Obviously, in the middle about arenas like that, but and that includes a house. So I kind of felt where it was coming from, like all the memories that they had. They burned the Nene contract when they first met, and basically her whole run on the show, she's been in this house, and she is popping up anew. But it is a chance to create new memories. Yes, indeed. So we get to the actual pop-up shot event, and Kenya, girl. You know what? And a part of me isn't even mad because I would expect this from Kenya. She got the whole poster, all the stuff, and Sheree, messy ass, gonna say some. Well, I hope she actually has a product in it this time and not just water. Because if I remember, I don't even remember what that event was, but that was funny as hell when it was some friend of the cast member drank it. It was like, no, this is water. Yeah, I would assume since she's actually charging for the products that are listed or put back here on these shelves, that it's not just water. It better not be. And Sheree was selling her she buy whatnot to furnish her chateau and pay them contractors. Woo! I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess. And everybody was selling their own stuff, and Candy was selling her whatnots, her bedroom candy. Cynthia was selling her overly expensive ass sunglasses. Portia was selling her get naked, something nude hair, something about nakedness. Get naked hair? I swear it's called get naked. Y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But so everything's going cool, everything's going fine. Then Marlo walks in, and this is where we're gonna pick up from that chat we was having earlier about friends and things of that nature. If I were in Marlo's position and a friend of mine did not invite me to, an event, but I saw somebody else was there, I feel like because of the fact that Kenya pulled her aside and just didn't pretend like it didn't happen and wanted to, I guess, apologize for what happened, I would still, ask, why not? Okay, like give me your side, and ask why did this happen, and then Kenya was just kind of basically saying there was a lot going on, this, that, and the fourth, whatever. I don't know how necessarily true that is. If she did just want to invite Nene, then I would have said I wanted to invite Nene, but I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable, being there with her, because I felt like, hey, that I had invited her, you probably would have looked at me crazy, like, why did you invite me and this bitch is here, So I felt like it could have been something salvageable. The friendship could have been, fixed or been worth saving if I felt a sense of closeness to this friend. But Marlo wasn't having it. Marlo said everything that was coming out of Kenya's mouth was BS, and she really wanted too much here. None of what she had to say. And I'm just like, that's a bit dramatic for me. It just seemed like it was a little bit unnecessary. But, that's how she feels. That's how she feels. Well. Now, at the end of the pop shop, I noticed that even though, like, everybody donated, their half or 50% of whatever it was that they made. Of course, Candy made the most. She came up with like $5,000 total. And so she gave Pedra $2,500. So she made the most. Now, I thought it was very interesting how Kenya had this big, elaborate poster, all of this stuff, the frills and everything, and she only donated like $495. But she only made like $800. And y'all tried to shade Sheree about her and her table, and she donated about $600, which is still more than you, and you had this whole grand whatever. And both of them was trying to make fun of Portia, and Portia donated $1,000. So I'm just saying, the shade wrote itself. Okay? But yeah, that was the episode of Housewives. I actually plan on recording a couple more videos tonight. I'm not sure when they're going to go up, but I'm going to record another one on my screen record cam. So you must share, look out for those. And I will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.